Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is John, and I'm a software engineer in Silicon Valley. I work for Capital One. I primarily focus on web technologies such as React, Angular, Express, Node. But before I get into the meat of like this introduction video, I just want to kind of go over the goals of the channel and talk about my background a little bit and what you can see essentially in this channel. So the goal of the channel, actually let me go with my background first. I'm actually an economics major. I studied economics in UCSC. It was a while ago, but yeah, I don't have a traditional CS background. I was an accountant. Out of my first job was an accountant. I did auditing and some personal accounting, and I hated that job. And then I became a program manager at a hardware engineering company. We made a bunch of like crazy PCBA stuff. So I'm an expert in that particular field as well, like production assembly and things like that, and prototype assembly for hardware stuff. But I got into programming like 3 to 4 years ago, I would say. But that's kind of my point. I feel like this channel would be great for people who are like me, who doesn't have a CS background, who didn't learn a traditional way at school where things were kind of like not fed to you, but it was more structured and you had more time to do it. But I kind of learned on my own for a while. I did a boot camp I did do a boot camp, and that was really helpful, and I really loved every minute of it. And so basically this channel came out of me thinking, what is the difference between a boot camp and a free boot camp, right? So there's a lot of resources out there, like tutorials, there's free code camp, there's all these things that are out there, but I feel like the quality of there's not enough videos, and the challenges that are done are not done in a way that these boot camps are the way the boot camps handle it. And I feel like that's the best way to learn, at least for me it was. So I'm basically trying to recreate what I learned and the way I learned through these videos for free. Of course, it's just me right now, so it's going to take some time to get all the content up, but I'm hoping that in the future, like a year later, I'll have everything that I wanted to put out in terms of foundation stuff into the videos. I also wrote a little bit about this journey that I went through on Medium, so I'll put a link to that on the video below, so you can take a look if you want to know exactly what I did, as much as I put on that Medium post. So about this channel, what can you see? So the first thing that I'll be working on, actually I'll be working on all of these concurrently, but basically the first thing would be a foundation series. What that means is what I feel you need, like the tools that you need to learn to start making projects, making apps. I'll probably focus on web first, and then I'll branch off to mobile, doing React Native, or maybe I'll do native code actually. But I want to niche down into web first, because I feel like I know that particular topic the most. So there's the foundation series that will be coming out, and it's gonna go over basically everything you need to start making websites. I'm not gonna promise that you're gonna be a developer when you finish this. That is all dependent on you and how much passion you have for this particular subject, and how good your grind is once you know this stuff. Because after you know everything about once you become like junior level, it's really hard to get in front of an audience. And like let's say that you have the skills to make a website. You could, let's say you could prototype Facebook or something like that. It's the prototype of Facebook was a simple product, right? So let's say you have that skills and you could start working. Enough React, enough Express to probably you think you could work at a company. And chances are you're right, but you got to show it. So I'll figure. So that's the other side I'm gonna show. Basically, buffing up your resume. What are the great tips and tricks on making yourself, who doesn't have a traditional background stand out. You know, when I finished my bootcamp, I actually had a great resume, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'll show you guys what my resume looked like. But it was pretty good for someone who didn't have any traditional coding background. So I'll show you how I accomplished this and the exact steps that I took to get my first job. So that will be like kind of another series on top of the foundation series. But I also want to do some fun stuff like decoding jargon, so demystifying jargon. So in our industry, we have so many like terminologies. It's like ridiculous, right? Like even just like AWS, right? There's like so many services that Amazon Web Services has. Even AWS is jargon if you never heard of it, you know. So I'm gonna go through it. Those are gonna be really quick, like 1 to 2 minute videos where I just pick a jargon that I feel is a jargon, and it's not really common and obvious to people who are, first coming into this stuff. But yeah, I want to do that. Maybe I'll post it through Instagram, or make a collection of them, like top 5 jargon for this week, put it on YouTube. So I'll be doing that. And I guess finally, whatever I want to do, I want to make this a learning experience for myself as well, for making content on YouTube, and what can I do to give back essentially to the community that I love so much. But yeah, I might do some like happy hour like talks with engineers. I'll bring on some of my friends who have traditional paths and non-traditional path to engineering, but just talk about random stuff. So expect those things from me in the future, and keep me accountable if I don't do it. Complain to me. But yeah, I hope that this could be fun, and eventually my ultimate goal for this channel is to have enough content and enough structure in the content to be able to be a valid alternative for people who are thinking about going into a bootcamp. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking to replace bootcamps, because I think there's a lot of value in going to a bootcamp, which I will go into later more in another topic maybe. But bootcamps are definitely a great thing. People may say, oh, you don't learn enough at bootcamps, it's all kind of like really rushed and all these things. But if you think about it, our industry itself is very young, and most of the engineers who even go through college, I met a lot of them, and they're just as good as people who come out of boot camps. So some are better, but it's really based on the individual. It has nothing to do with like what you learn. Like I went to school for economics, but I only remember a handful of things because I don't practice it every day, right? So I want to really try to make this this channel a great resource, essentially. And I hope I accomplish this. I don't like to stop making videos because I'm tired of it. But yeah, this is one of my major goals for the upcoming year. I'm just getting a head start. So yeah, hope you keep coming back. Looking at, tell me if you want to hear, just tell me any jargon that was like you want me to demystify anything. Just let me know, comment below on what you feel that, like, what do you want me to cover, things like that. But yeah.